Good morning, Megan.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. It's a nice
Good.
morning.
It is a nice morning. It's a little humid here, but I'm excited to talk about this. We're always talking on Money Talk Tuesday, which it is today, about pricing, knowing your numbers, understanding your QuickBooks, understanding the flow of the numbers, and what most people avoid, I find, service-based entrepreneurs, which is who I coach, interior designers, service-based entrepreneurs. They don't always like to look at their numbers. And part of it is because the terminology is so difficult for them. If you haven't gone to school for it or you haven't done continuing education for it, it's really hard to understand what each of the numbers mean.
What is it even telling me? Like, what's the point?
Right. Besides knowing I have business coming in and every job is profitable, hopefully, that's what I teach. What else can you learn about your numbers, and where can you learn about your numbers in kind of like a safe and at your own pace? Because I feel like a lot of times when people are listening to us, they're listening to podcasts, they're trying to Google on their own, it gets really overwhelming to like, how do I shove all this information into my head? Which is part of the reason why I created the membership site. Now, this membership site is for interior designers. It's called the Confident Interior Designer membership site, but we are creating another membership site, which will eventually be ready for service-based entrepreneurs more in general, like coaches and consultants and stuff. But I wanted to show how there are places you can learn at your own pace that's bite-sized pieces, and that's part of what I did in this membership site. So this is the membership site. There's all these free resources that you can access for no cost, but once you're a paying client, there's a section specifically for money, talking about money, right? Mm-hmm. So establishing successful systems within that module, we have many lessons, right? And the section we're focusing on today will be the money management and pricing and sourcing, because this is Money Talk Tuesday. So I want to go in and show a little bit more about what's in the money management section, because that's where your training is specifically also. See, right down here, and what people will notice, I have these little puzzle pieces in my membership site, because the puzzle pieces are what I consider the must-do exercises for anyone who's coaching with me, anyone who's in my membership site, and the ones without puzzle pieces are kind of like bonuses, right? So your training is in here, Megan, what you did for my membership site, where people can learn about how I like and you like the clients to set up their bank accounts in order to keep track of their money. So you want to talk a little bit about what this training teaches them, and then I want to show a couple other sections.
Yeah, so it's a method of translating what your income statement says to your bank account in a really simple way, so that you can actually use your bank accounts as a meter of how you're doing in your business, right? Like when you have other people's money come in, it's set aside to pay other people. So the amount that is left to pay you, or the amount that you left to run your business on, is there and in its specific account. Right. So it's a foolproof way to make sure that you're not running out of cash.
Right. So what happens is we look at our bank account, and let's just give an example. Like I had yesterday, one of my clients had $40,000 in their bank account, and I'm like, it's a new client. So I'm like, oh, that's great. You have $40,000 in your bank account. Your monthly expenses are only $3,000. If you want to have 6 months cushion, you're looking good. But wait, how much of that $40,000 is just passing through your company, going to a furniture company, or going to another service provider, shipping, storage, window treatment person, because this happened to be an interior designer that I was coaching. What was that? Taxes. Absolutely. Sales tax, income tax. Guess what? Not your money. So in my membership site, just in this one section that I'm showing you, which is under money management, Megan has a lesson in here to learn about the Profit First Light method that I like my interior designers to use, and my coaches, consultants, and service-based entrepreneurs, I like everyone to use this 4 bank account system. This is where your training sits. So you teach them how to do that, which is a supplement to what I teach my one-on-one and my group clients. Now, in addition, let's say this, I should probably make this training first, because if you do this, you need to know a little bit less exactly what your balance sheet and your income statement are saying, because you can manage your business pretty well using this system. However, I still want you to know how to read some of the important numbers on your balance sheet and on your income statement. And in this section of the membership site, we also have modules teaching you that. So I call this live pricing and knowing your numbers, because this whole section in the membership site for establishing successful systems, this money management, we go over SOPs, standard operating procedures, how to develop them, all the money management lessons, which I just showed you before, when you're staffing, responsibilities of an interior design firm roles, how to find a virtual assistant, how to delegate, and when, why, when, and how to hire an assistant. And then this section, which is the most popular one in the membership site, is learning to make your product more profitable, pricing and sourcing, and the job profitability analyzer. This spreadsheet allows them to plug in when they completed a job and found out how much did the client pay you, how much went out the door, how much did you pay in taxes, how many hours did you work, and in the end, was this all profitable? Overall, was the job profitable? So this section in the membership site, Establishing Successful Systems, has everything you need for money management, staffing, pricing, and sourcing. And there's even more, right? How to get insurance, client communication lessons. If you are struggling with pricing and knowing your numbers, this is a safe place for you to learn at your own pace, right? It's not hearing over the podcast, hearing every expert, trying to remember what they say.
The shoulds and the should.
I should be doing this. I should be doing that. It's like, most people come to me when they're like, I am just listening to everyone and everyone's telling me what I should be doing, but what do I actually have to do for my business? I've even had to tell my clients, why do you have to be on Instagram? And they're like, well, because everyone's on Instagram. I'm like, your business is rocking and rolling without Instagram. And you already have your ideal client and they're coming in through referrals. Like, you don't need that. So skip those sections and go right to learning your numbers, right? So people are trying to focus on everything at once. And trust me, I get it. I'm sure you get it too, Megan, right? We're always we're doing everything all at the same time. But if you lead with your pricing and knowing your numbers, it's a really great place to start.
Yeah, I mean, they will give you the guardrails. Once you know your numbers, that it gives you the guardrails of how to run your business. I recently had a new client a few weeks ago where she's like, she kept starting using the just and only. Well, it's only $1,700 a month for my radio ads. It's just, $500 a month for the cold call or whatever she was hiring out for the marketing. And I was like, hang on, first of all, we're never going to use the words only and just with our money, right? Because let's map it out. What would it look like? What do your numbers look like without these expenses? How does it shift the revenue? How does it shift the expenses? And understanding the relationship between all of those different moving pieces, like, oh, wait a second, I shouldn't be spending 70% of my revenue on marketing. And I see why. And so now it's a new guardrail of, okay, my marketing needs to fit inside this bucket. And I know why.
Yes. And I think a lot of people think, well, I don't have a lot of numbers right now because I'm not doing a lot of business.
Great place to start. Perfect place to start.
Exactly. And they're like, I don't need to know this yet. And, Nancy, I'm only bringing in $3,000 a month or $5,000 a month, or if I'm lucky, blah, blah, blah. I'm not getting any business. So yes, you need to work on your marketing also. And I have sections in the membership site for plenty of marketing, training, what to do, when to do it, how to do it. But if you can learn how your numbers and how you're choosing to spend your money is affecting your bottom line, and how you're choosing to charge your clients, how that's affecting your bottom line, it's going to change your business immediately.
Mm-hmm.
So
it will serve you as you grow.
Always. I mean, I work with clients from 6 months one-on-one all the way to years that I work with people. And it's a journey, and there are different times to work on different things. But right from the beginning, we go, okay, let's look at the numbers. As small as they are or as big as they are, we still have to understand them. And that's why it was so important to put a section into my membership site about money management and staffing and pricing and sourcing. These are key to running a successful interior design firm, particularly, but every service-based entrepreneur should know their numbers. This particular membership site is for interior designers. This is called the Confident Interior Designer membership site. You can get in there for $1 for 2 weeks. Then it goes up to $97 a month. It's got over 150 PDFs and trainings, and growing every day. And we're also trying to eliminate the unnecessary lessons now. I'm going back through and culling, putting in more lessons, taking away lessons that I feel are busy work. I hate busy work.
You know, that's so great, because I find so many people specializing in this tiny little thing, like not just Instagram, but their specialty is the colors you use on Instagram. And instead of having all of these multiple distractions and shoulds, this is all in one place. It keeps you focused on, okay, what is the best next step for my business, without having to buy so many of these other disjointed things and then having the weight of them. Like, oh, I never use that.
Right. I mean, I always tell everyone, before you go off and try and buy anything, look in the membership site and see if there's a training in there, because I have brought in experts over the years. This is where we teach you the Desire sales formula, how to nail that sales closing conversation. This is a script, word for word, how to get a client into a paid consult, from the paid consult into one of your service models, right? The script is here. So many of my clients basically just print it, put spaces in between it, and they use it for every phone call. And they're like, oh my God, this never fails, right? So I want everyone to think about their money conversations. My goal of this year, and I can say it constantly, when you're talking about money, I want you to be like as if you're talking about breakfast, with no anxiety and no emotion tied to it, no absorbing your client's emotions. Just what do you need to make to support the service level that you give to your clients and be a profitable business for you to live the life that you want to live. I have a client who said to me yesterday, she's like, I'm so excited. Since she's worked with me, she said, I didn't realize that exactly what I wanted to do, exactly the way I wanted to run my business, I could actually make money doing it and make a profit. And I was like, yes, because she's a very artistic driven interior designer. And she's not listening to that high-end designer who's like, I only work with high-end designers and this is how I do it. And I love that. I have very high-end designers that I work with, and they have a questionnaire on their website and they're screening people early. Yes. But there's this whole slew of newer designers, newer business owners, and they're in the middle of their journey as a business owner. And that model does not always work for them. So when a client can say to me, I'm running my business exactly the way I want to run it. I'm very interactive. I'm not disappear and do a whole design plan and come back with the big reveal. I'm like, okay, you don't have to be that type of business owner. You can be whatever type of business owner you want and make money doing it.
Love it.
It's truly, no matter whether you're a coach, a consultant, a service-based entrepreneur, or an interior designer, when you visualize what you want your business to be, there is a way of getting there and being profitable, whether you want to be small, medium, or large. Whether you want to be full service, personal shopper type, or coaching only on one area, or being more of a generalist. There's a business, there are people who need you. It's just getting to them and then knowing your numbers to know whether you're heading in the right direction.
When people, there's a phase, there's a maturity that comes when people have this realization that all of these shoulds of like, oh, you can't do your business like that. You have to do it this way. And they finally bloom out and they're like, oh, wait, I can do it the way that I want to do it. I don't have to listen to a so-and-so over here because that's the way they built their business. Frankly, that's the only way. These gurus out there, especially marketing gurus, are like, this is the only way to do it.
There is more ways. There's many ways to skin a cat, as they used to say, which is a terrible expression. And as a pescatarian, please don't skin any cats. But it's definitely multifaceted running a business. But pricing and knowing your numbers is intricate. There's so many. I make sure my membership site is what you need to know and searchable so you can find what you need to know easy. And I go live once a month for all the membership site people and answer any questions related to their business or their life, quite frankly, if they ask me. So pricing and knowing your numbers, make it about you. Stop listening to everyone else and sit and think on your own. What do I want my business to be? How much money do I want to make? What do I feel good about charging? And if fear is holding you back from charging your worth, or whether people are going to think anything about you, get on the phone with me, because I will knock that right out of you so fast. Because you all deserve to run profitable businesses, everyone. So in the membership site, there's this whole section on money management, staffing, pricing. It's all here, and it can be worked on at your own pace. So that's why I wanted to go over today, Megan, because I know you and I are always teaching people how to understand their numbers. And it's so key.
Yeah. And I mean, the lessons in there go a long way of just taking the fear out.
It does.
It's not as hard as you think it's going to be.
It's not as hard as you think it's going to be. And you also want to give yourself 6 months. You know what? Say over the next 6 months, I'm going to learn my numbers. I'm going to watch this training, and then I'm going to watch it again. And maybe the third time I'm going to actually practice it, right? There's a coach that I worked with, my body language coach, actually, Vanessa Van Edwards. She said on her modules, watch it once and just watch it. Just don't take notes. Just watch it and absorb the terminology. Then watch it again with a pen and paper. And then watch it a third time while you're implementing. And I'm like, what a great idea. Now that sounds, again, overwhelming, but not if you're doing one lesson at a time, right? People try to do everything all at once, and that's what combusts people.
Yeah.
So anyway, that was our topic today. Pricing and knowing your numbers. There are places where I want you to just think about whether you need to stop listening to everyone at some point and pick a lane. It doesn't have to be my lane, doesn't have to be Megan's lane, but pick a lane of someone that you trust and someone that you know has making business owners profitable, and follow the path. Follow the path, because otherwise you get all confused. I know I get confused every day. I have to stop chasing shiny objects too, and I do. And then I sneak back and I'm doing it again, and then I stop again. It's a constant battle, right? Because that's what social media wants to do to us. They want us to keep coming back. So anyway, that's what I wanted to go over today, that when it comes to pricing and knowing your numbers, it's key to being a profitable business. So take it baby steps. The membership site is there for you. If you would like it, it's at your own pace, and it has access to me. And for $1 for 2 weeks, I don't know. To me, it's such a no-brainer. But
Yeah.
that's me, right? That's me. So, all right. Anything else that I missed, Megan?
Oh no, that'll do. That's a good
Okay.
Tuesday morning right there.
All right, that's a good Tuesday morning. All right, everyone, go have a great Tuesday. Learn one new thing about your numbers today. Go look at your QuickBooks or your whatever you use for your software, hopefully software for managing your money, and not old school ledgers. But if you do ledgers, then go know your numbers. Some people do.
Some people do. Some people use an Excel sheet, and that's fine too, as long as it's organized.
That's right, as long as you know your numbers. All right. All right. I will talk to you soon. Oh, we won't be here next week or the week after.
We'll see you in July.
I know. I'm actually going on 2 road trips. I'm very excited.
Road trips.
Follow my Instagram stories and you'll see my road trip adventures. All right. Go have a great Tuesday. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.